somebody. Somebody, somebody, hey, wow, 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 somebody, somebody, hey.
We're going to do this. This is how we start off our shows, okay? We start off on the left side, and we go, save, 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 build a, build a, build a, sound money, sound money, all right. Save, 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 build a, build a, build a, sound money, sound money, hey, save, 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 build a, build a, build a, sound money,
Build a, sound money, sound money. Okay, this is Ugly Old Goat. It is almost the end of the month. It's July 30th. Tomorrow's the 31st. I think we're on a very important day today, and so I want to do a little bit of free Bitcoin analysis for all the new people that might be watching. I'm doing this every day, Monday through Thursday at 1 o'clock, guys, and I will be doing different programs, but right now I'm just going to do market analysis, and we'll also have a special promotion going on through tomorrow. But let's go look at the daily Bitcoin. Now, as most of you that have followed me, I've been very bearish on Bitcoin until when we were up in here. I thought there was a good chance we'd go down. I still think there's a possibility, but we could break below 40K. But once we took out this green 2 high, once we went through the 67,000, my view has changed. And now, particularly today, I think today is a very low risk time to be buying. Yesterday we had a very sharp drop, and what we call is an outside day. And that means we had a higher, if you see on that day, we had a higher high and a lower low, and we closed lower. Now, most people consider that a reversal and think, well, okay, a lot of people are now bearish. I'm not. This is the time, this is the day you buy it. It should hold in here, and very likely it will just start going up in August. If you look at this weekly chart, again, you use a very close stop. I mean, I have to say that once you take out a 2-week high, if we take out this low, I'd still be very bullish. I wouldn't get bearish unless we go down here below 60,000, which I think I just don't see that happening. But I think you can buy it in here today, probably right now, and just risk, you know, maybe no more than $1,000 per Bitcoin. I think you can probably put it on for less than that. And if you look at the MIR indicator, you've got, let's go look, let's look at the monthly chart. This is the reversal, and we're coming up at the end of the month. Now, if this market reverses, it should just kind of start going up the August 1st. And I think there's a strong likelihood that that's going to be happening. If you go to the, let's look at the 1 hour. Okay, you can also do, all right. You have this this is what I like is you have this red 9 buy on the 30-minute, and you got a red 1, 2. Probably right now is a very good time to buy, and you don't have to risk very much. I mean, it might go down here to this blue line, but I'd be surprised. But I think you can buy it right in here, and with a very close stop. And this is the kind of trade that you look for and you wait for. It just happens to be happening at the time that I'm doing this show. So let me go through the long-term reasons why I think we are in a very strong seasonal move. And if you see this, we did start moving up. We got this break now, but you have a very strong seasonal to move up this time of year, beginning now. Now, this move came a little early, but now you've got a dip, and we shouldn't go much longer. Now, the problem is, if you're trading a seasonal, it starts right now. It's going to start August 1st. So we could go into a bear market. And so that's why if you buy it in here, you use a very, very close stop. You just don't risk much. But if we're going to do it, we tested that 70,000. We couldn't go through it. We sold off. But it's a kind of a sell-off that I think is meant to buy. And of course, if you're dollar cost averaging, that's what you want to do. Now, here's another seasonal. You can see that you tend to make this low between July and August. So in the next 6 weeks, I'm looking for a low. And so you can take stabs at it starting right now. And it may continue on down, but you get a very strong seasonal for it. Now, one of the reasons I don't like it is we still have a pretty big contango here. We have the futures markets are a nice contango over the spot. So there is hedging going on by miners. And remember, markets are made for hedgers. But if you've been looking for a speculative long position, I think you can probably do it not only just today, but probably right about now, and your risk is very small. So I hope that helps. All right, I want to go through, if you want to learn, the way I teach trading is whoops, you gave me two of the same book. I'm going to mention my books. The first one I wrote is How to Put Yourself on the Bitcoin Standard. And it kind of goes into the history of money and why Bitcoin is an important. It's more of a fundamental book. And then the second book I've written, which is for most traders, it's equity trading. Guys, what I emphasize is you trade your equity and not the markets. And so somebody asked yesterday, well, I got 1 Bitcoin. How much should I trade? Well, you should never risk more than 5% of that. And if your equity goes down, then your trading account goes down accordingly. So, what I teach is a lot of large traders become small traders. A few small traders become large traders, and the wise large trader chooses to become a small trader again. You can take a small amount of money and make a lot trading, but you have to. You don't want to start. You want to start with a little, so you can only lose a little. You don't want to start with a lot because then you're going to lose a lot. Kind of a simple principle, but boy, sometimes it's hard to follow. So, guys, we do have a special going on. I'm doing this boot camp. I'm working on week 7. I'm working on this boot camp. Really, what I'm working on right now is week 7. And it's hedging strategies, and it's also accountability. And what I really want to develop people that go through this boot camp, by the time you're done with it, I want you to be what I call a trading warrior. And I'm actually using an app, a warrior app, which is an accountability app. And I'm trying to fit it in to trading. And I haven't quite figured out how to do it yet, but hopefully I will. And this boot camp, it's not cheap. It's $15,000, but since I'm still in the process of developing it, I have it on special for $12,000. and that through tomorrow. So that I'm going to, if you sign up for the boot camp between today or tomorrow, we'll do this for $12,000. Please read this article here. If before you sign up for it, it kind of outlines the whole program, advanced equity trading. It goes through every week what we're going to be doing. Read this article, and then if it's something that you think is for you, book a call with me. And what happens is I will spend an hour with you to see if you qualify. I want you to answer these questions so I know a little bit about you. And if you don't qualify, we'll just send you a note, say, hey, you know what, because I don't want to, if you're not qualified to do this, I really don't want to spend the time talking with you until you are. And the way you can become qualified is you dollar cost averaging. Again, it's never too late for Bitcoin. And I've gone through this time and time again, but what you need to do is dollar cost average and build your HODL. Once you build a HODL, then it's advantageous to you to take the boot camp. If you're not ready for if you're not ready for the boot camp, then I recommend that you purchase the Equity Trading Start Kit, okay? Here's a picture of it, and I showed these books earlier. You're going to get my signed editions. You'll also get a PDF electronic version of my books. We have all this stuff you're going to get. You'll get at least, you get, I don't know, 5 books. You're going to get, we left this one out of the picture. They have this for the kids. And of course, you'll get the Bitcoin Standard book by Saifedean and Ammous. Now, you may already have this, but it's good to have another one. You can give it to your friends that want to learn about Bitcoin. It's probably the best classic. We got some stuff we have here. I don't know exactly what they'll send you, but whatever we have in inventory, it might be a hat, it might be a shirt, it might be both. Well, I haven't seen this shirt. Wow, this is kind of cool. Look at this, guys. Huh. They come up with new stuff all the time. We have our own little factory here that makes this stuff. You'll get the little Bitcoin book, send that. We have these in Spanish, not all the books, but the comic book and this we have in Spanish. If you want Spanish, make sure you request it. You'll get one of Kurt Svanholm's books. You're going to get a Jade wallet too, and these are $50 right here. So it's quite a deal. We charge it $290 plus shipping. So it's $315. If you buy it with Bitcoin, we'll give you a discount. Now, if you get the equity trading kit, then you can join my guild on the BitMEX account. You can see all my trades. And so that's worthwhile. We will also put you on our Telegram group so you can see all my comments on the Telegram group. But the big deal is you'll be able to get on the guild. I used to put all my trades on the Telegram group, but since I have this guild, you can actually see all my trades in real time as I'm doing them. And you'll see all my orders. I mean, it's kind of an open book. I've always shared my trades to my members. And so if you want to see, kind of follow what I'm doing, I don't recommend that you follow anybody. What I do is teach you to trade on your own because you just want to, whatever you do, you want to wrap it around equity trading. All right, that's all I really need to cover today, guys. We'll see how good this call is, but I'm very bullish today. I think this is, I think the bottom is probably in for quite some time. I would not be surprised if we just start up from here and the low is in, that the seasonal low is just going to be made early this year, although it could happen. There's a strong tendency for the market to break in August. Now, gold is the same way. Even a better right now is gold. Do we have gold? Yeah. Here's the gold chart, and I've been really touting gold here lately. Are they seeing that chart, Eddie? Yeah, okay. So if you go to the weekly, You see how we took out this high? That got me very bullish. And then when we, last week, I said, yeah, buy this here because you took out the last week's low and you risked the 2-week low. Now, that turned out to be perfect. And now, hopefully, you've got your long position on. You just, next week, this market's be up in here, you just put your stop below this low. So you have a very low risk, high potential in gold. Gold has a very strong seasonal to bottom out the first 2 weeks of August, okay? So I would not be surprised that, we're just gonna start going up come the first of the month, which is only a day away. I thought I'm also have the S&P on here. And again, for the same reason I'm bullish on gold, I'm bearish on the stock market. This market took out the 2-week low. We're getting a rally up here. If we get a rally up above this 585, you want to sell the stock market. In fact, it may not go up there. So you might, if you have a large stock position, you might want to, hedge yourself by, buying some puts or something like that. But I think one of the things that might be happening, at this Bitcoin conference, you had the Robert Kennedy has, he made a commitment to purchase 2,000 Bitcoin, which, I'm not in favor of that. I don't think the government should be involved in Bitcoin. And Trump has also, he wants to just not sell the Bitcoin that the government has, but to put it into a strategic reserve. The significance of this is people are becoming more and more aware of sound money. And what if we develop sound money in the future, the market, the stock market being an inflation hedge will disappear because it's not going to be based on, speculation anymore. People are going to be a lot more serious, about earnings. It's kind of the stock's going to go back. The stock market's going to go back into the old-fashioned way. Now we're a long way from having sound money, but things are happening a lot faster than I thought. I am still of the opinion that the United States government will be forced to return to the gold standard, and it would be a fantastic move if they do. I would love to see nation states. Again, the way I think of a gold standard is it's a physical commodity. It has borders. So it is ideal money within a nation state. Yes, I know you can't transfer it across borders with, they can stop here and seize or whatever, but within a border, it is it's a very useful commodity. Whereas Bitcoin is your digital asset, it's your unconfiscatable asset, and it has, and you can, its useful function is between nations. So I think that's a healthy thing. I think these are fundamentals that everybody needs to start paying attention to. Again, if we're having a fundamental shift, slowly but surely. I'll tell you what, 50 years ago, sound money, the talk of sound money, we were a small minority. And now it's a growing, it's not a majority yet, but we're probably up to 5, 10, and we get up to where we're 15 or 20% of people want sound money. It's going to happen, and it will change things. And it's not going to change things for the worse. Yeah, you can get hurt. If I was just listening to John Robbins the other day, and on marginal value. And for example, if for right now we have we don't value, we have low moral values. People, because there's a lot of stealing going on, we have all these security cameras. Well, if morality changes to where people, you know, do a lot less stealing, then, home invasions, then all of a sudden, all these security cameras, you don't need them anymore. Okay, we need them now because of what's going on. But what happens is once human action changes, it has a lot of repercussions. And a lot of them, I'm not knocking anybody in the security business. You need, it's a good business to be in, but things will change. It's kind of like, when the automobile came, one of the analogies they use is the buggy whip. If you made buggy whips, at the turn of the century, you were in a dying business. And I don't know how many buggy whip manufacturers there are now, but I'm sure it's few, because I don't use a buggy whip. But there is a market for it still. It's just a fraction of what it was. And these are the changes this is why a market works. This is why markets function. This is why you have to have the freedom. We have to have the freedom to change. And the beautiful thing that's going on right now is we are changing the money. And I think just the conversation is going to improve things in the long run. You may not live to see it. It may be mainly for your children, because we got a lot of problems we got to deal with. But I'm very encouraged by this generation. I'm very encouraged by the thinking that's going on now, and I think it's been very healthy too that we've had all this corruption in the Bitcoin industry. The Freeman thing and all these companies, all the shit coins are going. We have to go through these things, and now it's time to kind of put it all together. And if that happens, then I'm looking for a very long-term bull market in Bitcoin. I think gold, again, I'm not going to be surprised at all if gold 10x's from here. So I think we're just at the very beginning of it. We're at right now, gold is at $2,400. And I think we have a very good possibility of getting up close to 20,000 or more and within a year and a half. We're going to have to do it. We're going to have to revalue things, and the baby boomers have the gold, and the governments have the gold. And money evolves as the most tradable item. I think Bitcoin's a great commodity, great investment, but it's not really ideal for a medium of exchange, except it's good, it's just not good. You don't want to be buying a coffee with your Bitcoin. And I think that's becoming more and more evident. I know people have tried. I know that they've got this Lightning Network and all this, but money that's used for circulation is not what we want is a currency, and I think that's going to develop, but I'd be very surprised if Bitcoin's going to evolve as a currency. I'm not diminishing its use at all. I just think we're learning the use case, and buy Bitcoin, buy the dip, but don't be looking for it to be a method to buy a cup of coffee. I just don't think. Now you could have substitutes, Bitcoin substitutes, and that's what banking is, and that's basically I think what needs to evolve next. We need to evolve sound commercial banking on the Bitcoin standard, and there's a big difference between Bitcoin and as a commodity and using Bitcoin as a standard, just as there's a big difference between gold as a commodity and gold as a standard. When we were on the gold standard, very few people owned gold. Only the wealthy actually owned gold, but everybody traded in gold. They just didn't know it because the dollar and gold were the same thing. And so that is possible to evolve. But again, I think it would be much more likely for governments to make their currencies are, again, convertible to gold rather than Bitcoin. To me, it just makes more sense. And it would be wonderful to have a Bitcoin standard competing with a gold standard. What an interesting world that will be when you have two different kinds of sound money competing against one another. So we'll see what happens, but that's my prediction. Anything happen with this Bitcoin yet before we leave? Looks like we're on our way up. Again, I think that this dip right now just happens to be, while I'm calling, that this happens to be the time to be buying. It looks like we caught the bottom on here as we're talking, and we'll see what happens. So, all right. Well, we're done here, and hey, sign up for the boot camp, and if you don't sign up for that, get the equity trading kit so you can see all my trades. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.